Good morning, it's 7:32. Here's what's going around in the world of sports. Super Eagles coach Geno Ross says he's facing a selection headache ahead of the team's 2020 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON qualifying doubleheader against Sierra Leone next month. And the area of Franco-German tactician has major problem is in attack where as many as 11 forward players are presently shining for their respective clubs. The likes of Victor Osimhen, Samuel Chukwueze, Alex Iwobi, Moses Simon, Kelechi Iheanacho, Josh Maja, Samuel Kanu, Ahmed Musa, Emmanuel Dennis, Cyril Dessers, and Henry Onyekuru are doing well. Super Eagles will play against fellow West African country Sierra Leone on March 27 in an African Cup of Nations qualifying tie at the Stephen Keshi Stadium in Asaba, Delta State. Raw, who finished third with the Super Eagles at the 2019 AFCON, which took place in Egypt, has disclosed he will work hard to make his squad list ready by next week of March. The Super Eagles are leading Group L with 6 points after securing victory against the pair of Republic of Benin and Lesotho. Super Eagles former captain and assistant coach Joseph Yobo has stated his readiness to prove all doubters wrong as he looks set to resume to his new role. The former Super Eagles skipper was installed as the country's national team assistant boss following Imama Amapakabo's removal. In a talk with newsmen, the former Everton defender said he's not bothered with the sort of criticisms that greeted his appointment by the NFF. However, he hinted of his desire to prove his critics wrong by doing everything required to succeed in his role. Yobo said if no one criticized me, he might not see the job as a massive one. Super Eagles striker David Okereke says he's happy to be available for selection as Club Brugge prepares to take on Manchester United in Europa League clash today. The forward, who recently returned from injury that has kept him out of the action for the 3 weeks, is likely to lead the attack for Philippe Clement's side after his compatriot Emmanuel Dennis was ruled out of the game at Old Trafford. Club Brugge held the 2017 winners to a 1-1 draw last week, and they're going to a second leg as outsiders due to the absence of their striker, Dennis. But Okereke believed that he can do a great job for the club. Okereke has scored 9 league goals from 21 matches so far this term. Super Eagles target Cyril Dessers says he's only a call-up away from making his international debut from Nigeria, has been issued a Nigerian passport. Last month, President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Amaju Pinnick, said the Belgian-born striker was close to completing his switch at FIFA level, will be eligible for selection in Nigeria's upcoming games. The 25-year-old Heracles Almelo striker was issued his Nigerian passport on Tuesday and can now play for Super Eagles. This had been snubbed by Belgian national team manager Roberto Martinez in recent games in spite of striker's form, but his desire to play for Nigeria was something Dessers had expressed in his days with Utrecht. He is currently the top goal scorer in Dutch Eredivisie with 12 goals and 5 assists. Minister of Youth and Sports Development Sunday Dare has applauded Elizabeth Iheanacho, who is the first Nigerian female to qualify for Olympics taekwondo event in 16 years and second female ever taekwondo Olympian for Nigerian, as well as table tennis player of young Edem. Dare said Iheanacho and Edem's qualification has further raised the hope of Team Nigeria's good outing at Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. Super Eagles winger Moses Simon has been nominated for Nantes February Player of the Month award. Nantes made the announcement on their official yesterday. Simon was one of Nantes' most outstanding performers this month, with his nomination not coming as a surprise. In February, he found the back of the net 2 times, scored his side's goal in their 2-1 home loss against PSG, and he also got on score sheet netting one of Nantes' goals in the 3-3 draw at Dijon. The winner of the award will be decided by fans of the club. Abia Warriors of Umahia have been fined 5 million naira only as a result of fans' violence that marred the club's match day 20 against Enyimba. The fine was handed down to the Asaba-based Abia State-based side by League Management Company LMC yesterday. Members of Nigeria Referees Association (NRA) involved in matches under the auspices of the Nigeria Football Federation have been assured of protection on the field of play. The chairman of the NFF Referees Committee, Inuwa Rabiu Alan, made this known while declaring open the first quarter fitness test of FIFA referees and Premier League referees in Nigeria at the National Stadium in Abuja. Iyimba International of Aba midfielder Austin Oladapo has stated the team is in top shape ahead of their CAF Confederation Cup game with Oroya FC of Guinea. The Nigerian champions will lock horns with the Guinea Giants this weekend for the first leg quarter-final of the African Elites football competition this Sunday, with the semi-final place up for grabs. Cameroon attack Christian Bassogog has announced he will donate $16,000 to Cameroonian students living in areas of China stricken by the deadly coronavirus. The 24-year-old, who joined Chinese Super League club Henan Jianye in 2017, is currently in Yaoundé while football is suspended in China due to the virus. Cameroon's embassy in China says there are close to 300 Cameroonians, mainly students, living in Hubei province, considered the epicenter of the coronavirus epidemic. Manchester City produced a stunning late fight back as goals for Gabriel Jesus and Kevin De Bruyne secured a memorable 2-1 win at Real Madrid to take control of the Champions League last 16 tie. After a cagey first half, the hosts capitalized on the defensive mix-up between Rodri and Nicolas Otamendi to take the lead at the impressive Vinicius Junior race towards goal before neatly scoring from Isco to slot it home. It was the first time City had beaten Real Madrid in the Champions League and means they are in the driving seat before the second leg at the Etihad on Tuesday, 17th of March. Elsewhere, Lyon produced a spirited display to take a surprise 1-0 lead after the first leg of the Champions League last 16 tie with Juventus. Lucas Toussaint scored the only goal in the first half as the hosts claimed their first victory over the Italian giants. The second leg will take place at Allianz Stadium on 17th of March. Still on Manchester City, Manchester City's appeal against their 2-year European ban has been officially registered by Court of Arbitration for Sports yesterday. The Premier League club have vowed to file the sanction imposed by UEFA on February 14 for breaching financial fair play regulations. Although CAS did not indicate a time frame for the appeal process, it is expected to take several months. Bayern Munich striker Robert Lewandowski will miss the second leg of the Champions League tie against Chelsea after being ruled out for 4 weeks with a leg injury. The Poland international assisted 2 Sergei Gnabry goals and scored a third as Bayern won 3-0 at Stamford Bridge in the first leg on Tuesday. Bayern said he fractured his tibia near his left knee joint during the game. The 31-year-old is likely to miss at least 6 matches. Lewandowski has scored 39 goals in just 33 games for Bayern this season. Chelsea manager Frank Lampard has urged his players to take an understanding of the levels required to play the Champions League knockout stages from their humbling defeat to Bayern Munich. Chelsea lost 3-0 in the first leg of their first 16 tie against the Bundesliga champions on Tuesday, with Sergei Gnabry and Robert Lewandowski on target at Stamford Bridge. Lampard acknowledged that he learned plenty about his team from the match and said there are vital lessons to be taken on board. Chelsea are fourth, but only 3 points clear of Manchester United and 4 ahead of Tottenham and Sheffield United after 27 matches in the English Premier League. Alexandre Lacazette says he will not push to leave Arsenal if they fail to qualify for next season's Champions League. Lacazette joined Arsenal from Lyon in 2017 and has never played in Champions League for the Gunners. Arsenal 9th in the Premier League, 7 points behind Chelsea in 4th. African table tennis player number 1 Aruna Quadri lost to Egypt's Ahmed Saleh in the men's singles final of the 2020 ITTF Africa Cup in Tunisia yesterday. The Egyptian number 2 defeated Quadri in an epic match that went into 7 sets at the Tunis Sports Complex. Both players won first 4 sets, 2 apiece, before Saleh claimed the fifth game 11-9, while Aruna won the same score to bring the scoreline to 3-3, 6-11, 11-5, 9-11, 11-6, 11-9, 9-11. Saleh then went on to claim a tough 4-3 victory, 11-6, 5-11, 11-9, 6-11, 11-9, 9-11, 11-3 in the declining set to kill any hope of Aruna Kodri claiming his first title in 2020. Five-time Grand Slam winner Maria Sharapova, one of the world's most recognizable sportswomen, has announced her retirement at the age of 32 yesterday. Sharapova spent 28 years in the game of tennis and won 5 Grand Slams. The Russian former world #1's ranking is currently 373rd position. British #1 Dan Evans saved 3 match points in the declined set as he reached the quarterfinals of the Dubai Tennis Championships. World number 37, Evans, back on court just 24 hours after his first round win, secured a narrow 7-5, 3-6, 7-6, 9-7 over 79th ranked Pierre Hugues Herbert. He will next play with 6th seed Andrei Rublev, who defeated Filip Krajinovic 7-6, 7-3, and 6-love. Now let's talk about NBA. LeBron James scored a season-high 40 points as the Los Angeles Lakers beat New Orleans Pelicans 118-109. The 3-time NBA champion scored 16 points in the third quarter, while teammate Anthony Davis, who used to play for New Orleans Pelicans, finished with 21 points. Pelicans rookie Zion Williamson played the Lakers for the first time, scored 29 points. Williamson, who was the #1 draft pick, missed the first 44 games of the season with a knee injury. The Lakers now have won 6 in a row and lead the Western Conference with 44 wins and 12 losses, while the Pelicans are 10 and 3 wins away from the last playoff spot. Thanks for joining us. Good morning.